of you on Oneness Talk Radio. My name is Abby Gooch, and I am just really so grateful to be here with everybody, whether you're listening to the recording or wherever you are in the world. It's just such a gift to be able to connect in this way. And the show title today is The Gift of Your Soul Being Presence, right? So yesterday, just an amazing example of this happened. I don't really like Halloween so much, and that's a holiday we have here in the US. And some friends just ended up just popping by and blessing me with like this sound bath for both me and the home. And, another friend brought fruit and did kirtan. And it was just things just kept happening and coming to me. And as we all sat together in this presence, the presence of our souls, we were just really amazed that, wow, like within each and every one of us, that presence of God, that universal language of love exists. And so when we truly tune into that place within us that is connected to everyone and everything, we are in that bliss. We are in that oneness. We are in that love. And so that's why today I just really want to give you an experience of really just sitting with and tuning in to your soul. And obviously, your soul is always here. It's omnipresent, just like love is omnipresent in every moment, right? So as you sit in the presence of your own soul, I invite you to do that now. So the easiest way that I have found is to connect with your intuition. So as you feel your heart, you can feel your connection to love. And you can feel really your connection to everything around you. Good. And then from there, you can bring your awareness down into your belly, a couple inches below your belly button. And you'll just feel that center point of knowingness, of truth within you. And as you feel that presence, that omnipresence of unconditional love, you can start to tune in and listen. So you can ask yourself, really, this inner wisdom within you for any answers to any questions you might have. So, whether it be in relationship or business or a direction in for anything, right? Like which direction should I go? You can ask the question as you just patiently listen for that response. And you will know. And sometimes it's helpful to have a little journal where you can actually write what your answers are. And sometimes it's just a knowing. You have an embodied experience of, oh, yeah, okay, that's the answer. I get it, So the other thing is, your soul is constantly guiding you moment to moment. So it could be as simple as, turning left or right down a street, right? And that gut feeling is actually protecting you from something that could be harmful. And so you want to listen to that center point, right? And the other reason that tuning into your soul and listening to your intuition is so important is it's taking you to a higher level of love. It's taking you to a deeper experience of love. And as you really open up and choose that, you're going to find that your life starts to open with more love, right? So one of the first things that, we talk about in the Intuitive Success Club, the very first class, is the foundation of love. And so when you're rooted and grounded in making decisions from love, your life unfolds with more love, right? And so, the first place to start is the embodiment of love within you, right? So feeling and knowing your infinite connection to your soul, to the divine within you. You then are protecting and loving yourself and then sharing that love with others, right? So take a moment to just I invite you to take a moment to tune in to your own intuition. Just ask, where am I honoring myself or where am I not? So you want to first, honor your own spirit, right? And what does your spirit need? So again, in the first class, we really talk about what is it that you need, right? Moving into alignment with that and first really acknowledging, wow, what do I need, right? What does make my spirit thrive, right? So maybe just ask yourself, what do you need from this foundation of love? And then just receive yourself. And then once you feel, maybe you're even writing down or tuning into whatever that is for you, you just really acknowledge, you're acknowledging yourself, right? And what that does is it starts to create an intention. It starts to create a way forward. It actually helps your mind get on board with your soul saying, hey, this is the direction we're going, right? So body, mind, and spirit can start aligning. So now that you know that you're clear about what it is that you need, you can start listening to your intuition, right? So let's just take a few moments to sit together in the presence of our souls. So, really calling forth that presence. And I'll just look at the clock for about 3 minutes so you can just really tune in. And we'll just breathe in that place of meditation. Like my friend that came over last night, it's like we would do a chant and then we would just sit in the meditation, right? So we feel the presence, embody it, connect with it, and then be guided by it. So I invite us all to do that now. All right. So slowly coming back into the moment, into the room, just start to notice the presence that was, I want to say awakened, but just opened, right? Because it's always there. And, part of the reason I named my company Life Force Connection is I could feel that presence moving through me. And that's really what it is as our presence moves through us, we create our experience, right? And we can truly create a life we love from that place of our soul's presence, because it becomes that expression, right? It becomes that expression of love. And typically, in my experience, when you're following your intuition, you're naturally going to be in service to others, right? Because you're coming from that overflow of love. So you can ask yourself, are there any areas in my life where I'm not following my intuition? And if there are, just kind of notice what those are. And then ask yourself, what do I need to move myself back into alignment with my intuition, back into alignment with my soul? And as my girlfriend was doing this like sound bath healing session, I literally watched just my spine and my connection just become like this pure like selenite energy. And so that's what it'll feel like when you have that strong connection to your intuition. You're just embodying that divine presence, right? So again, notice if there's any areas of your life or within your body where you feel disconnected from that divine presence, and then move into alignment with what do I need to feel connected? That's the question, right? So moving from disconnection to connection, right? One of the beautiful things about life is there's contrast, right? So if we ever feel like there's a negative, well, we know there's a positive to that, right? So shifting from disconnection to connection. So again, the question is, what do I need to move into connection with myself, with my body, with life? So I'll just give you a few minutes to answer that question for yourself. And again, trust the answer that comes, right? You're really accessing your own inner wisdom. Okay. And then when you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. And one of the things that you can kind of test is when you get an intuitive answer, you'll feel resonance. You'll feel, it'll feel right. Resonance is like when you imagine like an orchestra playing with all the different, like bass, tenor, what is it, soprano, alto, all the different parts coming into harmony and resonance. It'll feel good. It'll feel right. So again, when you receive this guidance of your intuition, of your soul, your whole body will relax. Your mind will typically open. And you'll often feel a feeling of peace, right? That's how you know you're in resonance. So let's just take a few deep breaths to allow yourself to embody whatever message you received. Feel the resonance, or if it didn't resonate, just let it go, right? Because there can just be thoughts that are floating by. And those aren't necessarily true. They're just thoughts, right? One of the things I like to say is anything that is not of love is truly not of you, right? It's not of your essence because you are love. So anything or any thought that moves you away from love, you can let it go and then move into the truth of your own presence, your own embodiment of love. Breathing into your belly, even just imagining a golden ball of just white light at your belly. Just filling yourself up with that light, that love. And there's another question that's coming through that you might want to ask yourself, is there anything else that I need to know? Right? So that's again connecting you with your intuition and then just asking, is there any other information I need to know? And then once you get that answer, you have a little more information, right? So, really moving forward with love, taking what you know, you can consciously heal and create a life you desire by deciding, right? So, moving into that place of power. So, knowing what I know, feeling what I feel, and now having the decision to move forward in what direction, right? So, we often use the word manifest, right? Which is really bringing into reality that which you're thinking and feeling and wanting, right? One of the examples my mom actually used when I was a kid, I still remember it. And she'd be like, hey, that table was once a thought somebody had, and then they manifested it, they brought it into form, right? They actually took that energy and brought it into physical form. So you want to really realize that you can do that, but it's through you, as you. That's why I talk about embodiment, right? So it's taking that life force energy and moving into resonance and taking that action, right? So as you do that and you decide what it is that you want, the universe can definitely halfway meet you, if not in my experience, more than halfway meet you, right? Because it really is the universe in and through you. So, I want to invite everybody to our Intuitive Success Club. So, we have a really amazing thing going on. I want to say it's been about 8 years, maybe less, might be a little bit less. I founded One Heart Global, which is a nonprofit organization where we teach children how to develop their intuitions to heal and create lives they love. And so our first mission was in Thailand. I went with my business manager, Sai Pilkington, at the time, and we taught a live retreat there in Thailand. And then afterwards, I went to the orphanage, and it was really amazing how it happened. When I was actually there, I met a woman who told me about the orphanage. I went there before I even knew of the specific place. I just had an intuition that there was kids there that I could help. And so after going to that orphanage, I just asked, okay, God, the universe, where else can I go? And I think it was like a couple years later, we were guided to Bali. So I was like, hey, do you want to go to Bali with me? And I ended up going. And there was 150 kids we served there. Plus, I want to say there was probably about 50 and another orphanage on top of that. And again, we taught the retreat in Bali, and that was just kind of the model for a while and still is. Our next one we're planning in Australia, where we teach a 7-day intuitive factor retreat where we do each of the activations. And then we do excursions in that specific country and then go help the kids. But what's really exciting with everything that's going on in our world right now is we have the online version available. So you get the full Intuitive Success Club, which is the intuitive factor, the NLP factor, and then also the business manifesting factor. So what that does is it really sets you up for success, right? So you're aligning all of your chakras, your full energy system in alignment with your highest potential. And then the NLP factor is actually what allows you to clear your subconscious blocks. So we all have them to a certain level. The subconscious blocks are negative beliefs that can be stored in our emotional body or physical bodies that stop us from fully expressing who we are and being that love that we are. They could be deep-seated beliefs in childhood, or even in adulthood, like I'm not loved, right? Which isn't a true belief. That that in your intuition. But anytime your mind connects a negative thought with a negative emotion, it creates a belief. Now, the beautiful thing is, like I said, in contrast, there's also, to counteract that, a positive thought that can be met with a positive feeling. And then that creates a new belief. So what we do is we go and we repattern your nervous system so you can actually have positive beliefs that line up with the truth of your intuition, and then you're congruent. And then the third module is the business / manifesting factor. So this is where you're really setting the structure for your business and or your life, whatever you're wanting to create. And so what's so beautiful is you're aligned, you've cleared your blocks, and then manifesting becomes easy. A lot of people have experienced 2 to 4 times increase in their income, meeting their soulmates, buying new houses, going on vacations. Just the results just go on and on because the connection is there. So what's cool about this is we have 21 spaces where we have the opportunity for any time, and we might continue it even beyond the 21 because we love the model at the One Heart Global organization. So basically, each time an adult is enrolled in the Intuitive Success Club, we gift a child at the orphanage. And the reason we have 21 right now is because there's 21 kids at the orphanage in Ecuador. And so I was there and visited and actually taught the kids a brief introduction to the intuitive factor in March of 2020, I think it was 2021. And to interact with the kids and just see all their needs, we've been able to help them keep their current building and provide them with food and the education and love that they need, but we're actually working to build them an entirely new building. So what will happen is when we have these 21 spots, and then probably even beyond, filled, we will have enough money to not only support them, but also to build them a new orphanage and a new school. So we're super, super excited about that. For those of you that don't know about our mission, you can go to www.oneheartglobal.co. And if you want to go specifically to the mission, you can just oneheartglobal.co/mission. And then I think it's / again. And you can read about our full mission and see a lot of pictures of the kids that we've helped and some fun videos. And the other thing I want to mention is our board member, so Michelle Jones, and her dear media person, Amber Lear, over in Australia, are really teaming up with us. And we also have Alyssa Williamson, who's on the board. And Emily Boyer, also of the Common Goods Network, has been hugely instrumental in this, translating from Spanish to English, and just her huge heart. So just want to say thank you to all of you. But we really are, marketing to an even bigger market now. And so what we want to do, my goal is to reach 1 million people with love and intuition. So we just invite you to check it out. So if you go to www.lifeforceconnection.com, that's the main site. And then if you go under classes and the Intuitive Success Club, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And the direct link is www.lifeforceconnection.com / coaching-certification.htm. And this is where you can see each of those modules I was talking about, the intuitive factor, the NLP factor, and then the business / manifesting factor. And then you could just send us an email to success@lifeforceconnection.com. And then we can really just zero in on what specifically you need, right? Because intuition, it's a tool. It's our connection to the infinite, right? But we use it in the purpose of manifesting your soul's mission, right? Because when you are on that, everything else, it just works, and you have that sense of fulfillment, right? Because when you're connected to God and the universe through you, there's this sense of harmony, right? And it's much easier to make money, to have loving relationships, because you're in flow with the greater plan. You are in harmony with your mission, which is why you're here, right? And I really do. I feel it's so funny. When I was younger, I think I've shared it with you guys before, but I was so young. I was 19, and I remember I was doing a little talk for one of my clients at a corporation. And the song Can't Get No Satisfaction came on, because it's like it didn't matter how much money somebody made until they had that soul mission fulfilled. It would just kind of be like spinning, right? So that's why the thing about bringing yourself into your center and connecting with your soul's presence is so valuable, because it's moving you into that highest alignment. It's helping you live your highest potential. So if you want to listen to the recording, you can remember how to come back to that place of presence and that place of pure unconditional love. And then from that place, you can ask, okay, what's my next step? How can I serve? Right? And that truly puts you into alignment with the greater good. So I'm going to open the chat for any questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in, and I'll be happy to respond. Again, you can also email us at success@lifeforceconnection.com. Let me just see if there's anything else coming through this morning. Yeah, so love and forgiveness. I think there's so many different changes in our world, whether it's personally or professionally or just globally, right? And so one of the things we can do is if we feel upset about something, we can move from a place of anger to love, right? If something's like, something isn't right here. Okay, what's the message, right? And then how do you move into a place of love? So that's one of the things we actually talk about in the NLP module is, listening to the different parts of us. So even if we have like a headache, it's a messenger saying, oh, there's something here. What's the message? So if you're experiencing a conflict or, you're wondering what to do next, you want to ask yourself, what's the message here, right? Because when you get the message, you can move into that greater freedom. But there's something there for you, right? So I invite you to do that now if there's something that's, creating conflict or maybe you're feeling angry or fearful about. And then ask yourself or ask the universe within you, right? The presence of your soul, what's the message? Good. And then once you get that message, you're going to probably notice that there's a sense of peace because some part of us always knows the truth, I believe, right? I remember when I was a nanny, I think I was talking to the gentleman I was working for, and I said, there's always a part of us that knows, right? So one of the kids was, if they were doing something, I was like, they really know what they're doing, right? So the reason you feel peace is when your body and your mind and your spirit can feel truth. There's just a right? There's just, I know that I know that I know. Okay. And that place of certainty builds trust, not only for yourself, but people around you, right? Because they can feel your confidence. And I remember, when I was 19, I started my practice and, I had an office and people were asking me, like, what do you charge? And I had this confidence about me that wasn't an inflation of ego. It was just knowing that, yes, I can help you, and this is how much it is. And let's talk about it after because I know you're going to get amazing results, right? And I had, children, probably I think like 8 years old to like adults up to 50, and it was just a full age range because I knew the theory of intuitive success coaching worked, that we have the answers within us, that as we have the presence of unconditional love and non-judgment for ourselves and others, we're able to be who we're meant to be, right? And serve. And when you put yourself into alignment with that, the visions and the guidances will come, right? So, I had dreams and visions of helping children and building a wellness center when I was in high school. And then that coaching practice actually, merged with the university. And then I was able to start my own wellness center in Solana Beach, California. And it was beautiful, right? And we did massage and chakra balancing and intuitive readings and all sorts of workshops. And I became an author and speaker, and it just evolved, right? And so as I followed that path, just like you, it just starts to open, right? And then from there, I trained in different schools. And then I was asked one day, hey, have you thought of doing your own certification program? And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And so I just, came home, and Sai held amazing space, and I just channeled the intuitive success coaching curriculum. And then the base of that, where my heart was how to teach spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their gifts. Because I realized, they are the artists, of the world. They have this amazing gift. And to help them and help us all ground in, like I talked about the table, right? Having a thought and bringing it forward into life so it's actually a manifested result is it's so grounded, and money can actually be so grounded if it's done from a place of love and service, right? And it's a frequency, Michelle Jones and I were talking about that with, One Heart Global. The frequency is love and generosity and service. And so as we share that with each other, it builds, right? We get it back, and it's kind of like whatever you're putting out, you get back. And yeah, it ripples. It creates a ripple. So just notice the frequency that you're holding in your business and in your life. And what is it that you need to do to up level to that next level of love? What is it that you need to know about yourself and others, right? And to be able to see that divine, right? And it doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. You absolutely do. So you stay in this place of love, and you're able to say yes when you mean yes, and no when you mean no, right? So that's another thing we go through in the Intuitive Success Club. So let me see. I don't think anybody's posted any questions. No, not yet. Okay. All right. So I guess just taking a moment, you can even go into what is true for you. And sometimes I think that it can almost be hard to hear or feel our own truth because there's so many different distractions, right? And we can sometimes wonder, is this our energy or somebody else's, right? So let's just take a moment to feel your own energy. So just notice what your own energy feels like. You can just bring in like a just bubble of light, just pure white light. And as you just feel what your own present feels like, your own presence feels like, allow. I'm just feeling an angel. So an angel of just pure unconditional love. I actually feel Gabriella here, which is the angel of just emotional peace and harmony. So you can just feel that presence. And Archangel Raphael, which is the angel of physical healing. So just bringing physical healing into your body. There's an emerald green coming in. Awesome. And then Archangel Michael's a little bit further away, just holding the energy of courage, right? So feeling that presence of love. And courage is really the ability to face whatever we're fearing with love, right? And walk through that. So just notice that. And let's just bring your hands together at your heart. You can even say the words namaste. And then whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And just feel the presence of love all around you. So when you move into the energy of your soul, you can actually see beyond the physical, right? So when I was like 8 years old, I remember I was standing in the laundry room, and there's a crystal that represents this, but I literally felt like I was holding the world and it was holding me in the palm of my hand. And I felt that interconnectedness to all of life. And I would start to see angels and guides and colors and things beyond what most people would just see with their physical eye. And so that is the gift of intuitive presence, right? Is you're able to go beyond just seeing in 3D, right? You can see the heart of the matter. You can see the truth. You can see what's really going on. And so I invite you to open up. And like I said, in the Intuitive Success Club, you actually are able to develop this and start connecting with your guides and angels if you haven't already. And if you are able to do that, to deepen your connection. So as I'm just feeling the presence of angels around us, I again invite everybody to place your hands on your heart. And you can just ask your heart and allow the clairaudient message, which is really your inner voice coming through you, to speak to you, and just ask, what does your soul want you to know? And just listen. And you can write it down or just hear it. Good. And when you feel that resonance, you know it's complete. Let's just fill your heart up with pure white light. And let's just fill your gut area, your core of your intuition with pure white light. And then your tailbone, base of your spine, first chakra, pure white light. And then just breathing in, if you want to imagine white light coming down through the top of your head, down through your spine, straight to your core, all the way to the core of the earth. Feeling yourself supported, and really allow all those roots to go down. If you imagine just a ball of light, the very core of the earth, pure unconditional love, Mother Gaia, and then coming back up purely through those roots of love, up through your feet, your legs, your tailbone, your spine, up through the top of your head, and then have it circulate back down through your heart, back to your core, connecting to your center. And let's take a few deep breaths there, and then actually down from your center, let it flow out through your hands. So you too are just holding this ball of light, feeling connected to the universe with pure unconditional love. Good, and then slowly coming back. Opening your eyes. And another question that I remember Sai used to say is like, what would love do, right? And if anybody wants to check out Sai Pilkington, you can go to saipilkington.com. It's CYPILKINGTON, saipilkington.com. He's just an amazing master that, yeah, I've had the privilege of just connecting with very deeply, and just an amazing soul. So for anyone that really wants to just clear out any of those disharmonies, he's somebody that can really help you and assist you to bring back that soul alignment and that peace. So with that, I feel like the show is pretty much complete for today. Again, you're welcome to email us at success@lifeforceconnection.com. If you have any other questions, you can visit us at lifeforceconnection.com. The Intuitive Success Club can be found under classes, and then the Intuitive Success Club. And our One Heart Global mission is www.oneheartglobal.co. And for the mission, it's oneheartglobal.co/mission/. So I hope you have a beautiful day. May you just be guided by the pure, unconditional, loving presence of your soul, and know that it is you, that you are here with a very, very specific purpose, and everybody is needed. So we look forward to connecting soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.